Hello, my name is Nicole Pham, and today I'll be showing a day in the life of Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael to give an idea of their daily life. These three historical Renaissance icons are known to be some of the few well-known artists in the world. First, let's start with Leonardo da Vinci.
The first light of day creeps into a chaotic studio filled with sketches, anatomical drawings with half-built inventions. Leonardo da Vinci, in his 50s, sits hunched over a notebook scribbling observations.
Last night I dreamt of a machine with wings. Perhaps the shape is the key.
Master, you barely slept. You must eat.
Sleep is a foolish thing. Nature does not rest, so why should I? He throws on a simple robe, splashes his face with water from a nearby bowl, and goes outside to a nearby hospital for anatomy study. Leonardo stands over a cadaver, carefully sketching muscles and tendons while doctors observe. The human body is a machine. Look at these tendons. Works like pulleys. Leonardo tinkers with a wooden flying machine model. His apprentice places a bowl of soup nearby. I've been feeding my mind instead.
Michelangelo, in his 30s, wakes up in a small, dusty room. His bed is rough, his clothes simple and covered in paint stains. He barely washes his face before throwing on the same tattered robe he wears every day.
He chews on a piece of stale bread and drinks water from a clay jug before heading out into the dark streets of Rome. Michelangelo climbs wooden scaffolding at the Sistine Chapel. What a cruel joke.
Master, the Pope asks for progress.
Tell His Holiness that it took God 6 days to create the world. I deserve more time. He works tirelessly, barely stopping for a small midday meal of bread and olives. One day I'll return to the stone. Michelangelo stumbled upon his studio exhausted. He picked up a chisel and stared longingly at the block of marble, his true love. But there's no time for a sculpture now. He drifts into an uneasy sleep, knowing that he will wake before dawn to paint again.
Raphael, in his early 30s, wakes up in a well-furnished home, his bed covered in fine sheets. A servant brings water for him to wash his face and hands.
A busy day, making the world more beautiful. He dresses elegantly in fine, tailored clothing before sitting down to a breakfast of fruit, bread, and wine. Raphael walks through the grand halls of Vatican where his frescoes in the Stanza della Segnatara. He greets a group of cardinals. But divinity is the only eye of the beholder, Your Eminence. He moves swiftly between assistants offering gentle corrections. Unlike Michelangelo's gruff leadership, Raphael wants harmony in his workshop. Raphael is invited to a social gathering where he flirts with a noble woman. Captures beauty like no other. My lady, true beauty needs no capture, only admiration. He drinks fine wine, discussing art and poetry with Florence elite. Unlike the lonely and exhausted Michelangelo and Leonardo, Raphael enjoys a life of balance, art, wealth, and pleasure. Even the most beautiful things can always be made more perfect. He smiles, adding the final touches to a Madonna's face, before finally retiring his comfortable bed, ready to rise again to a world that adores him.